welcome to the Walking Life's Journey podcast. I am one of your hosts, Nikkita White, and I'm joined by
Lorenzo White
and Keyondra White.
And together we make the White family. So for those that are joining this journey with us for the very first time, we say thank you. And those that continue to join us weekly, we say come on in. You know we appreciate you. So let's get ready to dive into this topic together.
All right.
Now, hold on. Sorry. Before we dive into this topic, where can they find us at weekly?
Spotify, TuneIn, Facebook, Instagram,
Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts,
Zamzo's, Lowe's, Home Depot on the third Thursday in the morning.
You can always see us on YouTube, and you definitely make sure you go on over to that Facebook, join the Walking Life's Journey group where you're going to get a daily dose of inspiration. You can also find us on Instagram.
Absolutely.
But that group got more happening than Instagram.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, today's topic, what are we talking about?
We're talking about memories, y'all. We talk about memories.
Back down memory lane.
Sing it, girl. Don't sing it. Yeah, we talk about memories today. What type of what are we talking about when we talk about memories? What are you trying to hit on today?
Where I want to go and where I think we should go.
Okay.
But you know, we walk this journey called life. Anything can happen.
Anything.
I want to focus on those lasting memories you remember from your childhood.
Oh, yeah.
Because so many times as parents, we buy you items. We buy you the best toys. We buy you the new shoes.
That's right.
And guess what happened to those shoes? You outgrow them, we give them away. Those toys, you outgrow them, we give them away. You break them, they hit the trash.
You get in trouble, you don't get none of it.
Right. So really, is it the things that your parents purchased for you that you remember? Or is it those lasting memories? It's those things that you do. Yeah. It's those gatherings. It's that time. That's what it is. It's that time that you get to spend with your family. Yeah. So let's talk about those lasting memories.
Okay. Kick it off.
Okay. So I gotta say, one, it was spring break, and we were creating our own lasting memories. And it's funny because I think we might have enjoyed this place just as much as our grandson. So we just took him to Lego Land, and wow, as an adult, I had an amazing time. And I think that's going to be something he remembers to the point like he went to school the next day, and that was the highlight of his conversation.
Okay.
So he's going to remember the places that we went, right? He's going to remember, did I have to stand in line long? I think what he's really going to remember is Ninjago, because that was his favorite. So it's not about what we purchased. It's about going to the park and having a good time. What you think, Shell?
No, for sure. That's why we've kind of shift our plans for like all holidays, like birthdays, Christmas. Instead of just doing gifts, we're really focusing on that travel and planning trips, because I feel like you remember those more. I have so many memories from like a little girl just by events and parties, trips, family gatherings, and I feel like those lasted more than gifts.
I think we did a good job, because I will say, this girl being an only child, she had the Bratz dolls, the Barbie dolls, you name it, she had it. But again, it wasn't what we purchased for her. It was actually the things that we did.
So we shouldn't have bought none of that stuff.
No.
We could have saved our money. That's what I'm hearing you say.
No,
I think we've learned that you don't always have to purchase everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like some of those gifts, like, some of those things shaped who I am today. Like, Bratz dolls.
Yeah, you got a big head and, like, make it.
You left the door open for that
one. The Easy Bake Oven, like, gifts like that. I don't know, you just remember.
Yeah. Well, I remember growing up in Park Place back in the day of living with my cousins and my grandma and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a box that was in the empty field on the right side of the house. We had a good time with that box.
Very specific. You got to tell me about this box.
Yeah, it was a box in the field, and we played in the box in the field.
Y'all was bored.
It was just a box in the field.
Yeah, and a mattress that we probably shouldn't have been jumping on. Now that I'm thinking about it.
So like a box spring.
No, a mattress.
So there was a box, like a cube box and a mattress.
Yeah, they were separate from one another.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. Nah, but the memories that you create,
Yeah,
you don't have to
absolutely.
purchase anything to have a good time. I was talking to Jakari last week, and I asked him, I was like, yo, man, do you remember? I can't even remember what it was I asked him. But he looked at me, he's like, no. And I'm thinking to myself, we done paid all this money and I did this, and he don't even remember. So that goes to show you, it's not necessarily how much money you spend and all the crap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's about memories. Like, just to go back, same thing. I was living with my grandma. Some of the best experiences I had, it wasn't necessarily stuff that got bought. It was like gatherings and stuff like that, birthday parties. I remember my first time going to New York, right? I definitely wasn't over 10 years old. And it was me, my cousin Sean, my Aunt Barbara, her boyfriend at the time, Keisha. I remember riding in her car, and the thing that sticks out in my head the most, we were freezing in the back of that car and going across the, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, the long one. She had a hole in her floorboard. And when you look down, you can see the street go.
The things
and
I
remember freezing in the back, not wanting to say, yo, can y'all roll up the windows?
Because it was coming from the floor.
Nah, it wasn't coming from. He had the windows down. I don't know if he was tired or what driving, but we were freezing in the back. So we balled up. But I mean, it's wild to say, but I had an amazing time on that trip, and that's something that sticks out to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've definitely learned it's not all about spending a whole bunch of money on different things. It's about creating experiences. Because even as a youngin', I love fishing now. I attribute that to my uncle Redwall. Yep. He used to take us fishing and stuff like that, even though he didn't never give me that fishing pole that my mama gave him the money for.
He kept the money, but he took you fishing.
Yeah, we went fishing, had a great time. I wanted that fish pole. Anyway, but again, memories, you know what I'm saying? I remember being out by the pier and going crabbing with just a net. Yeah. And crabs were just floating up to the top of the water. Me and my cousin Sean, we stepping on crabs. We had to put shoes on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we had a great time filling up bushels and bushels of crabs. So it's not all about spending money all the time. Mm-hmm. So.
Absolutely. Wow. Now, you hit the nail on the head about that. It's not always the money. I recall I think it was Hurricane Gloria was coming through, and we were always told, make sure you get in a place where there's no windows and all that good stuff. So here my mom, she put me and my sister in the closet. We had a huge walk-in closet at this apartment, and she set us up with a tea set, and we had a tea party. And here we are thinking we're having a tea party in the closet because this is fancy and this is good, but there was a hurricane ripping through our area, and that was our safety measure. But she didn't just want to like scare us and say, hey, get in the closet, the storm is coming. But we got in that closet, and when I say we had a good time, I mean, it just goes back to those olden days, because when it be thunder and lightning outside, you shut off everything, and Lord. You sit down. You don't get to watch TV. You don't even talk.
You shut up.
You are
but that lightning come and hit you.
It wasn't even a fun memory. It's just we were raised when that lightning and thunder starts, turn the TV off. Everybody comes in one room and you sit together.
Turn your mouth off and everything.
And so that just means those are great they're memories to us. They're lasting memories. So honestly, families, be careful of what you're showing your kids and what you are putting in their daily routine. Because some of these memories are like good memories, but some of us like, why did we used to do that? Yeah. Because grandma did it and great grandma did it, and you just passed that down. You go in the closet when it's a storm. Now, if we told our kids today, it is thundering and lightning outside, turn those lights off, get off them phones, turn that TV on, and come sit in the living room.
Man, come on. We don't even do it.
I know.
The only time we do that is if the power go out and we need candles. That's like the only time.
And now we're coming all together.
That's it.
But that's a lasting memory, right? Yeah. That's how we grew up. So just thinking about that. And I was laughing because I was thinking about that today of, wow, we used to have in my mother's closet, we did so much in that closet. But that tea party, that stood out. I mean, because any, little girl, you go and try on your mom's clothes and you play dress up. But that tea party, that became the norm. Yeah, it became the norm. So I had another memory, and this just might tell you a little bit how old I am, which is fine. I remember playing jump rope in the neighborhood with an extension cord.
Oh, yeah. I remember those days.
Lasting memories. We would be outside double dutching all day long with 2 extension cords. So you didn't have to do that. You had real long jump ropes.
Yeah, I get whiplash, huh?
Walk around with welts on.
But just lasting
and
memories.
And dirty feet from jellies.
Oh, yes. We would have those jellies. And when you took those jelly shoes off, you could see every line that crossed your feet. And where the shoe was not at, your foot was dirty. Some jellies. Did you ever have some jellies?
Yes, we had jellies.
I gave you jellies.
Y'all had all of us in jellies. Me, Asia, and Jazz with these big knockers in our head, the beads, shaking our little braids.
You welcome.
With our dirty feet. Feet be sweaty and sliding in them too.
Lasting memories.
But it is crazy to think about, like, how much you can really remember. Like, and what age your memories start, because I have so many, and I just think, like, I just remember every family gathering. I remember, like, either being at Grandma Sandra's house, Grandma Gloria's house, everyone coming to our house in Fredericksburg, especially when it snowed. We go sledding, roll down the hill, and it's just crazy to hear y'all perspective, because I was young, but y'all, like, our Florida trip, and we had a great time. We was doing tournaments and stuff, and then being older and finding out y'all was all going to timeshares to make sure we all had a good time.
Had to make sure we got that money, because we didn't have it the group together. Yeah. I remember that. It was, you know what, though? We had a good time. And the fact that you all didn't know what we had to go through to make sure you all had a good time, that means check. We did what we supposed to have done. And we did. We planned we had like a whole week that we were going to be in Florida. And one of the days we said, okay, we know we want to go to Disney World. We know we want to go to Universal. So, and we need some money. So we broke up. It was multiple couples, and we broke up, and all of us got up that morning. We made sure the kids had spaghetti. We made sure they were good. They were going to be well fed. They had their sitter there that was going to be responsible for them. And we hit a day of timeshares. And I tell you, we got Universal tickets for free. I mean, Universal Studio tickets for free. We got Disney World tickets for free. We walked out of there with, a few $100. Oh, yeah. We even ate good. And I tell you, these kids had a great time.
I wonder sometimes by kids not really seeing everything that parents go through, if how that impacts them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
negative,
now that's
positive,
a good question.
Either way, I'm always curious about that. But one thing that I do realize, looking back on it now, quote unquote, being in a bad situation was like some of the best experiences I had.
Right.
Because we didn't know. It was just life.
We didn't know about it.
You know, so.
Now, you are right on that. But you brought up a good topic. So please make sure to write that down, because that's a whole nother podcast topic.
I
really,
forgot what it was.
Truthfully, by us not showing our children everything we go through, what does that do for them? Do it make them feel like life is just easy and there's no struggles? Like, what does that do? I promise you, that'll be another topic for another day, but not today. Right now, we're talking about those lasting memories.
Yeah. So experiences are great, and that doesn't take away from anything that you buy your kids or anything like that, because this past summer I actually came across some toys that I had from back in the day that my mom had got for me. I actually found my old Thundercat, Lino, with the glove and the sword. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I saw it, I just started flooding back with memories. You know what I'm saying? And it was good, man. It was dope.
No, I think those type of things are great, especially because you have that moment, and then you were able to share that moment with
That's
Jakari.
exactly what I was gonna say.
And even we bought the old Nintendo too, so being able to pass certain things down is cool as well.
Yeah.
So it's not all bad, because I can remember some like gifts that I really wanted, like a certain doll or something, and I can remember that and look back on it. So
yeah.
So I say the balance to that is just not overdoing it.
Yeah,
because we definitely can't overdo it. We can overcompensate for what we didn't necessarily get as kids and try to spoil our kids, and that's exactly what it does. It spoil them to the point where when you say no, they don't know how to handle nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So find that balance, please.
Yeah,
don't necessarily let your kids go without, but they don't have to have everything.
Yeah, it's good. Lasting memories.
Are you making lasting memories with your families?
We are definitely trying to do better with making lasting memories. Sometimes that's through trips, but sometimes that's just all coming together and playing games together, laughing with one another, just having those conversations. But it all goes back to time.
Yeah.
We're spending time, and that's something you can't get back.
Yeah.
You cannot get time back. Mm-hmm. So you got to make the best out of every single moment that you have with one another.
Absolutely.
So I think we're doing good with making lasting memories.
Mm-hmm. We've even started to try to like make our own traditions. Like we've always like did little traditions. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, of course y'all remember, but we used to go to the driving range every Friday. Then we would go pick out.
Remember that? Okay.
Of course. Then we go pick out the blue crabs.
Oh yeah.
And that was like
that was dope.
Every Friday thing, and I don't know. It was just so cool to me because they was live, and then we like little things like that make an impression. So
I was talking to Asia today, and she asked me how Legoland was, and I was telling her how Legoland was.
Go ahead.
And she was like, I want to make sure that the boys can get together and do that. And I said, we can definitely make sure that happen. And then we started talking about going to Sesame Place.
Yeah.
Sesame Place, and I think that was one of the bigger, like really one of our big trips where we were able to take all the kids together.
Is that the one where the van broke down?
Yep.
Now that's it. And that's the thing. We drove. What is it in Pennsylvania? Was it? Yeah. Okay, in Pennsylvania, we drove the van. We all got into the family van. I tell you, we took some trips in that van. That van saw some love. But we got into the van and we drove. I can't remember how many hours it was at that time, but I know it was some hours, and we had a good time. We went to the park, we played, we ate, like we had a great time at Sesame Place. And then we gassed the van up. It was time for us to come on back to Norfolk, Virginia, and the van said, cluck, cluck, cluck. That was the first time I learned that you could get bad gas. I did not understand that bad gas can completely just cut you off like that. Yeah. We was like thinking it was something major, and all we had to do was go get some gas STP treatment.
Thank you, Ron.
Yes, we learned something, but we had a good time. But I bet you remember that van breaking down.
A lot of us remember that.
Man, we was coming across that bridge. It jumped. I was like, oh Lord.
Didn't know you can get bad gas.
And crazy because we did that whole trip, but that's the part I remember the most about that whole trip.
Is the van breaking down?
Well, we stayed in the hotel and everything.
Yeah, I remember the van.
Ron came up, and you put some gas treatment in there? I said, nah. I ain't know I needed to. Man, we let that joker sit for a few minutes, crank right on up, wasted the whole. Well, and it was rolling into the night too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out what it was. But I tell you now, what we learned from that experience was...
Keep gas treatment in the car?
We don't keep gas treatment in the car. But what we did learn is understanding how you get bad gas, right? And then it's like, okay, we only go to this gas station. Don't go to the gas station when they're filling up the pumps because the dirt is rising up. So it's different things. And that still sticks with me. Like if they're actually filling up the tanks, I won't get gas. I'll wait. I don't know if it's correct. I don't know. But that memory is in my head because I don't want to be on side the road again. So again, what are those lasting memories that you are creating with your family? Are you spending that time with them? A Monopoly game, a Sorry game, Uno, whatever that is, I bet you it will leave a lasting memory for your family.
That's right.
What y'all think?
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Good. Okay, as always, you all, we are walking this journey called life together. And the most important thing for you to know is that you are the key piece to your story. You can find us weekly on Mondays. Watch us on YouTube,
Facebook, Spotify,
Apple
Instagram,
Podcasts,
Instagram.
Podbean, Amazon Music.
Tune in.
Don't you dare miss us. Share, subscribe, comment, because we're going to keep coming to you week after week. Until next time, bye.
Peace.